What's good people? Ramadan Magomed Ankalaev is the new UFC light heavyweight champion. Now, many people thought that he might struggle because he was fighting during Ramadan, and a lot of Dagestani and Muslim fighters tend to not fight in Ramadan. I specified Dagestani because Bilal Muhammad has fought during Ramadan and he's Muslim, and I think Rafael Fiziev is Muslim because he alluded to being Muslim during his press conference for UFC 313. But still, Magomed Ankalaev fought during Ramadan, and people thought that he might gas out. People thought that Alex Pereira timed it extremely well to ask for this fight during Ramadan so that he could capitalize on a much more fatigued and tired Magomed Ankalaev. But that was not the case. Magomed Ankalaev looked extremely good. He pressured he pressured Alex Pereira, and he made it extremely difficult for Alex Pereira to get going. Alex seemed extremely hesitant and extremely nervous. He did not get any of his strikes going. He did not seem like the Alex Pereira that dominated or put the pressure on Khalil Roundtree. This was an Alex Pereira that was extremely tentative. Even Joe Rogan kept saying it. It was so much so that every time Alex Pereira had moments of action or sparks of action, the crowd would go wild. The commentators would be like, Alex landed something, you know, the usual bias. But Magomed Ankalaev, for the most part, stuck to his plans. He said he was going to prove that he's the better kickboxer than Alex Pereira. He was going to knock him out, which he didn't do because Adesanya was able to knock out Alex Pereira, but he stood with Alex Pereira and he pressured him. And then when the championship rounds began, he went to the wrestling, especially in round 4. He went to the grappling and he out-grappled Pereira. Like, many people think that taking a person down and being in top position is the only form of grappling. Cage grappling is a very real thing. Kamaru Usman perfected cage grappling, and that is what Magomed did to Alex Pereira in the 4th round. For Alex Pereira fans, it might have been extremely disappointing and deflating to see Alex Pereira not get his shots off, not get the action going. And to be fair, Alex was extremely cautious of the wrestling. He did not want to get taken down, and you could see that entering this fight, he was someone who was almost fighting to prove that he cannot get taken down by Magomed Ankalaev. He did not fight to prove that he's the better fighter. It was almost as though he's fighting to prove that he is someone who will not get taken down, and he's not just a one-dimensional fighter. He did go to the calf kicks a lot. He extremely invested in those, but that was not enough. I think maybe he believed that seeing how Jan was successful with the leg kicks, that he could also be equally as successful, but that was not the case. This was a fight that I thought that because it was extremely close, that the judges might give it to the champion, as we've seen before, but to everyone's surprise, and especially to mine, they gave it to Magomed Ankalaev. One judge even had it 49-46. I think that was Sol Diamalo. He had it 49-46, which was extremely interesting to see. A lot of the judges gave the last round to Alex Pereira, which I felt he deserved, and then the 4th round was Magomed Ankalaev. Now, rounds 1 to 3, listen, you could say round 1 was Alex Pereira, but then 2 and 3, well, I guess there was a round that Magomed should have won. The 3rd round was the more shaky one. So, but either way, all the judges gave Magomed Ankalaev the unanimous decision. I don't know how Dana White feels because he's never been a huge fan of Magomed Ankalaev, and fans might be extremely upset because at least with Alex Pereira, we knew that the light heavyweight division was moving. It was, hey, we need a fight. We need a blockbuster fighter. Alex, please save this card. And you knew you had a bona fide superstar that was saving a card. And now with Magomed Ankalaev, he's not a bona fide superstar. We don't know how often he'll fight. Maybe he'll only want to fight in Abu Dhabi. Maybe he'll only want to fight twice a year. He might not want to fight in Ramadan again. It's extremely difficult to predict what kind of champion he'll be, if he will be as consistent as Alex Pereira was. And that is the part that I would say is extremely sad for the light heavyweight division. Magomed winning, is deserved. He deserved to win, but hopefully he can be the star that is needed in the light heavyweight division. A champion that fights often, a champion that when called upon can save a card. You know, we look at Merab Devishali. People were not happy when he beat Sugar Sean O'Malley, but when he came back and he had that performance against Umar Nurmagomedov, a lot of people were happy. A lot of people started appreciating him more. Alex Volkanovski is the same thing. He fought frequently and then he became the people's champ. That is something that Magomed is going to have to do. He needs to fight frequently. He needs to prove himself. He needs to be the champion that when called upon, he shows up. That is how he will get the fans on his side. That is the same thing that made Alex Pereira such a star. When called upon, he would show up, he would put up a performance, and he was entertaining. That is what Magomed will have to do. But let me know, are you guys surprised that Magomed is the champion, or did you guys expect this?